That's my song. Don't make me get out this chair. Hey, like the baby. Hey, don't jealous me, oh. Hey. Hey, take it easy, girl. Take it easy. Hey, welcome, Aquaba. Welcome to my channel, to my ancestor. I thank you. We give thanks to the ancestors, to the Creator. We bless you and we give thanks for this taping. From my ancestors and my elders, permission to speak. We thank you, Madasiwai. Now, Africans, I'm back. Oh, here we go. This one will be about my first trip to Africa, my first trip to Ghana. I like to start off from where I'm from. I started off in those days from Chattanooga, Tennessee, got on the plane, went to New York, my first airplane ride. Got there the night before we departed, and I went by the, we had a program, which was the African American Institute out of New York, and it was organized by the late and great Mel Johnson. So those who remember those times, 1973, that is when Now how did I find out about this trip? From my first African I met in Atlanta, Dr. Usuanza, a physicist. At that time, he was a student at Georgia Tech. And during those days here in Atlanta, it may have been maybe 10 or 15 Ghanaians in the whole city. They were either students at the universities or cab drivers. And they knew my family. I met one, which was Coffee, and he introduced me to many, many others from many places in West Africa. And they told me about this trip, and it was for educators. Now, I wasn't an educator, still not an educator, but I wanted to know more about Africa. So the first flight is from New York. We stopped off in Liberia, Monrovia, and then we ended up in Ghana, which was our final destination. About 250 of us, I believe. Got off the plane. Now, let me tell you, when we landed 47 years ago in Ghana, the runway, you could see men standing with torches and lights to lead us to tell the pilot how to land on the runway. It's not like it is now with all the lights. Lights was limited. Electricity was limited then. We arrived. Someone at the airport says, Mrs. Wilson, Mrs. Wilson. And I'm looking around and say, who? Mrs. Oh, Gwendolyn Wilson. And it was for me. And it was Sergeant Major J, which turned out to be my brother, even now, as he's an ancestor from my village of Asisriwa in the Ashanti region. So anyway, Sergeant Major J pulled me along, saluted, because during those times it was Rollin military rule. And so when you got there, you had men holding guns and whatever. But they put me in a taxi, got off the plane, went downstairs. Everybody you could see had nothing but teeth and white eyes because it was jet dark or jet black. So it was interesting. I got in with all these strangers. They carried me somewhere I didn't know, which was end up being Burma Camp. So we get to Burma Camp now. We in a taxi. Everybody got off the taxi, and was quite a few from my village. Some was hanging on the side of the car. And so everyone was getting out and going around the front of the taxi. And I said to myself, why is everybody going around the front of the taxi? Let me go around the back of the taxi. I went around the back of the taxi, fell dead into the gutter. I don't know gutter, because in America we don't have no open gutters. Fell in the gutter, hit my head up against the stone. I saw stars, couldn't believe it, but I did. And I had on these shoes, platforms. Because remember, I was sharp at bell bottom, my afro, and my bell bottom shoes and my purse. So anyway, twisted my ankle. So they had to carry me now into the house. Carry me into the house. Later, Gwen. I'm Gwendolyn Wilson, the slave name then. So they carried me into the house. Said, hey, madame, you must be hungry. And it's true, I was hungry. So let's go and eat. So here we go. I put on my negligee because I thought I was shy. I put on my Vanity Fair silk negligee with the top and the bottom. They carried me to the chop bar. I don't know chop bar, but they carried me to this dark place with a little light. And they gave me my food. And this food, I'm telling you, was my introduction to African cuisine. I had rice, white rice, I believe was dark, and a tomato soup, stew, rice and stew. Then I hit into something, and it was a boiled egg. It was delicious. That was my introduction to Ghana food that night. Next morning, wasn't Sergeant Major. This time it was knocking on the door was Major John Owusu. Long may he live. May his memory be a blessing to all of us. John became my brother forever. So John, Major Owusu comes to the door. And are you Mrs. Wilson? Yes, I'm Mrs. Wilson. Come with me. So the soldiers came in their Jeep, put their hands together. I had to sit in it, help both of the soldiers by the arm, carried me to the Jeep. We went to the clinic to check on my leg. Because remember, I sprung my ankle that night. So I went there, and when I got there, guys, so many people there, women with their children and nursing. They've been there days. They've been there early in the morning waiting to see the doctor. And for me, I don't want to get in front of you. No, let me wait. Oh, nonsense, you won't wait. Come. In fact, even the medical doctor himself came out and said, come in here. So anyway, it took a few minutes, gave me a tetanus shot. And then John, Colonel Owusu now, asked me, you must see my wife. I said, see your wife yet? Found out that his wife, Voda Owusu, was from Trinidad, Tobago, but she's from Tobago. And she invited me to the house, and she cooked for me. She's a caterer anyway. She's a chef. But she cooked for me ground beef gravy and rice, that rice again. But it was delicious. Stayed there. She has 2 sons, Kweku, which was a baby about 9 months. And I fell in love with Kweku. I wanted a child and a baby just like him. And Victor, her oldest son, Victor Owusu and Tama. So I went there, and even now they have Calypso drive-thru. She's the first one to have a drive-thru in Ghana. First one for everything. Oh, this lady is fantastic. My sister for life. Now, while I was there, meeting everybody in Burma camp, the best thing now, on the weekend, in those days we had grilled chicken, pepper, and beer. When you come to our house, this is what you had. We just talking outside. And remember, you only use your right hand. So we wash our right hand, break that chicken, dip it in that pepper, and that's it. Delicious. I still today, that's one of my favorites as well. So after I was there with them in Burma camp, then asked me, where are you going? I had to remember that my destination was Kumasi. Don't know Kumasi again, my first time there, Ghana. So they said, who do you know there? I knew no one, but I know I'm going to Kumasi. So Voda said, look, my sister's there. Go to her house. And she said, I will call and let her know you're coming. Stay with her. It's better than hotel. Now remember, I've never stayed in a hotel until I started doing my own traveling tour. So on my way to Kumasi, I go there and stay at another camp. I can't remember the soldiers' quarters. And that's where I went in Kumasi. And stayed there. Well, went there to stay with Cynthia. Now, Cynthia Akrofi married to Dr. Victor Akrofi, which is a colonel as well. I salute them. They still with us. And I came to meet Cynthia. And she has 3 children, which like my age. Cynthia has, Eleanor, Kweku, and Kwabi. So I go to meet them. And Cynthia says, you can stay here, but you must be in before dark. I said, be in before dark? Hey, I'm a grown woman. I'm 29 years old. I can't say that. But I will continue with you and how Cynthia Akrofi, my sister, even today can tell you. Because many of my best sisters are from the West Indies and they are in Ghana. Because they married military men or professional men in those days. But that is my first trip. And that is what happened on here. And I was looking at, remind me too today. Today is what? Today is Saturday. What are our names in Tree? And Tree is TWI. And let's see. Amma and Kwame. So if you're born on Saturday, your name is Amma and Kwame. Now, let me say this. Everything about Ghana, I can't say about all African countries, but even the day you came to earth, you have a name. Later on, they will give you your full name and all that. But in Ghana, the day you were born, and different dialects or different languages. I'm speaking of Tree. I don't know the God name. I don't know the fancy name. I don't know the Hausa name of the days a child is born. But that one I do know. Again, remember, I'm Fia, born on Friday. So yesterday was my Earth Day name. So those was it. And good thing, too, I want to say, because I'm going to close here, but I just want to say, God bless our homeland, Ghana. Make our nation great and strong. And remember that. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Make our nation black, great and strong. I'm closing. So in closing, I want to say, hey, oh, hey, na, hey, naka, beye, naka, beye. I'm saying it wrong, but hey, which means, don't jealous me. Hey, what did she say? Naka, beye. We gonna do that. And a shout out too. I want to do a shout out to everyone who likes my vlog. Continue and pass it on to other people. I need to grow. So if you like it, pass it to other people. Just a dialogue. Let's talk. Just talking. Talking about my experience from the old lady point of view. Thank you. Bye-bye, yo. Oh, wait a minute. My daughter just mentioned my advisor, Andrew Andrew, up in Kumasi, Medasi. You have to teach this woman more. So thank you. My first advisor from Ghana, Andrew Adu. Bye-bye, yo.